What is up, everyone? Got some very exciting and special gameplay for you all today. This is of course some Ragnarok or Valhalla, the only remake that is going to be in Halo 4, and this is, as you are seeing now, the Mantis, which is an absolute wrecking ball of a weapon and a wrecking ball of a vehicle. You really are going to want to watch this gameplay to see just the absolute scale of destruction this thing is, because it is chaotic. It is absolutely ridiculous. So just sit back and enjoy the chaos that this thing does as he gets hijacked. Don't worry, he gets it again a bit later. But anyway, this is Ragnarok and this is the Mantis, and I'm sure you guys know enough about Valhalla or Ragnarok. What you guys want me to do is talk about the Mantis, in which I'm going to. So okay, what is the Mantis? If you haven't worked out, it's a Metal Gear. Well, it's not. It's a giant mech or robot giant thing, basically, that causes absolute destruction and just aims for me. Basically, it possesses a minigun on its right arm and a rocket launcher on its left arm. The right arm, as with most turrets in Halo now, has a cooldown if you shoot too quick, and the rockets on the left have to reload after you've shot them all. The thing is with this thing, there's been so many things and rumours going around, and people have been asking me questions regarding Ragnarok, regarding the Mantis, and there's been so many questions I've just had to avoid and had to not answer. Not because I'm being rude or ignorant, but because I've signed an NDA, which is one of the things that kind of disappointed me, that these details have been leaked, because it's as if people have took advantage of what Microsoft have given them and given these people early access, and some people have leaked it, which is a real shame, because people have been trusted to have this information and to, you know, not reveal it until a certain day, and some people have, which was really, in my opinion, was disappointing. But what can you do? When people get information, people reveal it and leak it, whatever. That's what people do. But anyway, a lot of false details have been going around, so we're going to start off with the Mantis. One of the things people have been saying is it slow? It's going to be very slow, it's going to be cumbersome, that's how it's going to balance up with it being very powerful. No, in this build it's not slow. I don't know whether you saw from the start, but it is fairly quick. I'd probably go and say it is roughly the same pace as, maybe slightly quicker than the Scorpion. And remember this thing from the start, I don't know whether any of you saw, people have also said it's going to be really weak. The guy lasered it at the start and it was still alive. So yeah, that basically gets rid of and negates the whole it's going to be very weak rumour that's been floating around. The other one that I've read about Valhalla is that both bases are different to how they were before. No, they're not. Ragnarok or Valhalla, whichever you want to say. I'm going to say Valhalla because that makes it a lot easier for me. The bases are exactly the same. As the player is going in there, the only difference is, as you can see here, is the layout of where the sniper rifles are. There's no DMRs or anything below, because from what I can gather now, you of course spawn with them. But the Mongoose is still there. That was there previously. There's still the man cannon there. There's still the man cannon on the left. The other base has the man cannon on the right, leading towards the where the bubble shield used to be, which is of course not there now. The Crash Pelican is still on the right. The middle still possesses a Spartan laser, and as regards the dimensions and sizes of the map, it's still practically the same. Now, the one thing I'm not sure about is I'm not entirely sure whether the shotgun is on the right, and that is because I never went to the right side of the map, and that is also because I just kept getting murdered by the Mantis. I cannot describe to you guys just how powerful this thing is. It's fast, it is incredibly destructive, and I don't know whether you've noticed really, as I said earlier, as far as the power of the thing regarding weapons and vehicles, it takes, from what I can see, 2 Spartan laser shots to kill it, which isn't too much of a problem because of the fact of it being like the size of a tank, but it's still a lot. The other thing I noticed is while I was against it, I emptied at least 3 clips of DMR into it and it done nothing, absolutely nothing, and it was on fire at some point. And I assume that the vehicles and the way they work is similar to how they work in Reach regarding the damage system. So from what I can tell, vehicles do not have the same sort of impact that against guns and human weaponry as they did before, like they did in Reach, where say a DMR could absolutely destroy a Warthog or any type of vehicle really. By the looks of things, I think the specific weapons for specific possibilities and specifically for taking down vehicles like the Spartan laser rocket launcher, etc. But we get some more Mantis gameplay here, and as you can see clearly, look, is that slow to you? That is definitely not slow. It possesses, as I said, the rockets on the left arm. The right arm has a turret, which as you can see has a fairly quick cooldown. And then on the other thing it also has, I think it possesses a stomp ability, which I don't think you get to see in this. But from what I can gather as well, if people are trying to board you, it just decimates them. I don't know as far as how it kills them in one hit. I'd imagine it would. But as you can see, this team has now got 2 of these things. So if you were in this position, which I have been in, and I was every time I played this map, I tried to get in one of these Mantises, and I just got murdered every single time. So yeah, as you can tell, they are very, very powerful. And this build is a month old, and from what I can tell, they're going to be some tweaks. There's got to be some tweaks to these things. I can understand them being as powerful as they are, but they needs to have something really that makes it a little bit more easier to take them down. I know there's obviously ordnance and stuff like that. I mean, look at the size difference between that and that Warthog right there. You can see what they are. They're huge things. But the other thing as well is you can only board them from the back, as you can see from this Spartan. That's me assuming, by the way, because every time I tried to board them from the front, it just didn't give me the ability to do so. And as you can see from watching this video, every time he's got boarded, it's been from the back. So I'm assuming, I'm not saying this is fact, but every time I tried to board from the front, it would not give me the option to do so. And watching this gameplay back, that appears to be the reason as to why. So I'm really happy with the overall look of Ragnarok, or Valhalla, whatever you want to call it. It's looking like it's going to be a very, very good addition to the map roster, and I'm kind of disappointed there's been, by the looks of things, not a widespread disappointment, but there seems to be a subtle disappointment from certain aspects and elements of the community as regards this map. I think people are worried that there's too many large-scale maps in this game. And all I can say for that is just wait until the full maps are released. We don't know how many maps as regards are going to be in the final game. And if you look at that, look, 4 shots in the Banshee. That basically tells you what I was saying at the start, that basically weapons such as like the sniper DMR aren't going to do the same amount of damage to vehicles they did in Halo Reach. But as I was saying, we don't know how many maps are going to be in the game as yet, or as far as I don't anyway. If you do, let me know in the comments. We don't know how many small arena type maps are going to be. We know Haven, Adrift, and the other one is Solace, are all small type maps, and they really work well. But remember, this game plays so much quicker than the previous Halos. It's along the lines of Halo 3 in terms of general movement speed, plus everyone has sprint as default, so you can understand why there's going to be slightly bigger maps. I can't see us having a map in the same shape or form or size as something like Midship was in like Halo 2, Halo 3 style, because you really would be able to cover from point A to point B just within a second, really, because each player can sprint, each player can then access like the jetpacks, can access the thruster packs. It would just in somewhat way would break the map in a sense, which is a shame, but I suppose this is the difference that Halo 4 is presenting. The maps have got to be structured in such a way that every single bit of its sandbox works. That's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. I've talked briefly about the Mantis and I talked about Ragnarok. It's looking like it's going to be a great addition to the Halo 4 map library. I really am looking forward to spending more time with this and seeing how the builds change and whether 343 do decide to change anything as regards the standard core settings that the Mantis possesses to try and make it a little bit less too powerful. Let me know in the comments what you guys think we should do to the Mantis to slow it down a little bit and not make it so much of a killing machine, and I'll speak to you guys later.